We welcome you to another live edition of the Sports Box, your go-to sports podcast featuring great content, conversation, and your occasional disagreement. Stick around to interact and ask questions. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime. Welcome one, welcome all. Sunday morning, it is week 16. The NFL season's coming to an abrupt close very soon, at least the regular part of the season. Sportsbox NFL pregame, Brian Attar, Tony Quigley, Anthony Medio, Drew Trammell, going wire to wire all around the NFL. We'll talk about last night's games, we'll talk about the games today, the game tomorrow, playoff scenarios, and a couple teams that are not going to make the playoffs and what their future might look like. As you can see, my compadre to my bottom right is probably wearing a smile that I don't think I've seen him wear since, I don't know, 1986. I don't know. But anyway, we'll get to last night's game. Like, follow, and share. We appreciate that. Bring your comments, bring your questions. There'll be fancy questions, betting, whatever's on your mind. You know, we're here for you. Gentlemen, any thoughts before we light this candle this morning?
Listen, just don't bury the lead. You know, Miami and the Bears like that. I mean, Anthony's must be working. You know, he got an early Christmas gift. You know, no coal in his stocking this year.
What a day! What a day!
Big time moment for a young player that stepped up like no other last night.
It was one of these, right, Ant?
We'll come to your damn house. But I'll follow your throat and snatch out your damn heart. And that's what we're about to do tomorrow. We are going to snatch out their heart. Snatch it out.
Yeah, Michael Irvin's wild, and he goes to these games and he's acting crazy. It's great.
Chris,
I mean, he was at the Jake Paul Anthony Joshua fight. Then he goes down the flies. He's on the sideline of the U. I mean. And he's got three of these things. I mean, what's better than being Michael Irvin?
We'll get to Chris Fallon's thought here, and as we get to the Eagles game, I do have some thoughts around that. Interesting about that fight on Netflix was they found two guys with two first names. You know, I don't know if that was by design or whatever, but neither here nor there. We will start off with the Thursday night matchup. It was one of the, you know what, like probably the best Thursday night matchup of the year, at least from my recollection. Seahawks squeak out a 38-37 win over the Rams in overtime. Matt Stafford, if you have him on your fantasy team, you probably went 6 to midnight for 29 of 49 for 457 yards and 3 touchdowns, 2 of which went to Puka, 12 for 2 1/4. Sam Darnold saw some ghosts, but then he figured it out by the end. 22 of 34 for 270 and 2 scores, 2 picks. Kyron Williams, 23 of 70 on the ground. Ken Walker, who was on my eliminated fantasy team, thank you very much. 11 for 100 and a score, plus 3 for 64. JSN saved it at the end, 8 for 96 and a score. Look, this was always going to be a massive, massive game in the NFC West, and that's where we are right now. And I got to tell you, before the season, in my predictions, I said the Seattle Seahawks would finish dead last in the NFC West. And clearly, I didn't get that one correct. The Seahawks right now are atop the NFC as we start this Sunday. And I still don't know what to make of them. Look, they find ways to win. That's great. You know, you had a game last week where you barely beat Phillip Rivers and a Colts team that was there on the road in his first start in 4 years, or more than 4 years, right? So I don't know what to make of them. I don't think by any means I downgrade the Rams here. I think the Rams win this game more often than they don't, but Seattle found a way.
Home team on prime time. So I mean, let's cut through all the chase. If we just said, hey, Seattle's home, they're on prime time, and they win, I mean, it cuts through all the nonsense that happened actually during a very entertaining game. You know, Brian, like you, not only did unlike you, my team is in the playoffs. I had a bye, but right before Thursday night game, I needed a roster space because I had an injured wide receiver slot I needed to fill. So I cut Kenneth Walker because he's been averaging about 3 points the last couple of games. But I don't think that's going to come back to bite me too hard because I got solid running backs in this place. But, you know, this game, I mean, yeah, it was a fun game to watch. Great entertainment. Last night, same thing. I mean, listen, as the season boils down, let's hope to see some good football. You know, and you know, just to have the superstars be superstars. I mean, Devontae Adams out, you know, Puka really stepped up, and you know, it's like they had one guy to cover. You know, you had one job secondary, and they didn't do it. So, great game, and you know, more respect to Sam Darnold for getting it done.
I mean, we watched two teams with, a lot of talent on the field. I mean, it's obvious these guys are talented teams, and you see what happened. It was a tale of two halves. I mean, Sam Darnold did not look good in the first half. I mean, JSN, we talked about it before we came on, had zero anything in the first half there, and Seattle and the Rams were doing whatever they wanted. So I mean, and hats off to Seattle. I mean, they went out and acquired Shaheed, and you see what happened. I mean, that punt return changed the game. I mean, he got him right back in the game. Their defense stepped up. The Rams had a couple 3-and-outs, and that's all Sam Darnold needed. He got JSN involved, and you saw what happened. Just a great game. I mean, both of these teams, I think they're going to see each other again. It's just great football. I mean, I love watching these games. I mean, these games with the comebacks, low probability. I mean, it's never over. So, and it's especially these division games. So, great night of Thursday night football. I never stay up to watch these. I was up the whole time.
And the more I could really say besides what two guys said, one of the best games we've seen in a while. I feel like Thursday night football games have been a massive improvement this year compared to the last couple of years, game wise. I want to see Al Michaels finally retire because he fucking sucks at announcing now. He's too old. It's time for him to move on.
Man, that's some slander there, Drew. I mean, let's respect the elders. I mean,
it's just boring. But other than that, game wise, it was great on both ends. I feel like the turning point was obviously the punt return for the touchdown for Rashid Shaheed, which has been a massive trade that's been on the benefit for the Seahawks side. Overall, it's going to be. I think it's really going to come down to Week 18. If Stafford and Drake May both play, which I think they will, and to decide the MVP, because this is the closest race I've seen in a while for MVP wise. We'll see what Drake can do tonight against Baltimore. Other than that, Puka absolutely destroyed it against the Seattle's defense. Jason woke up in the second half. Walker had a huge game. Seahawks, I'm a huge fan of Mike Macdonald, what he's done for this team since he's arrived from Baltimore a couple years ago. It was a great move by the ownership of Seattle to move on from Pete Carroll, and it's worked out and paid out its dividends. The Rams, the Seattle, I mean, it's two of the best teams in the NFC, and we saw it on prime time, and I can't wait to see how these teams are going to develop with these weeks to come. But I feel like the Rams lost it more than the Seahawks won it, in my opinion. But
yeah, well, how about the Rams? They ended up firing their special teams coach. I mean, they lost.
I love that.
They lost their games from special teams this year.
I do.
So, I mean, they got rid of them. And that's, to do it this late in the season like that, I mean, it's hurt them. It's going to hurt them. Yeah. I mean, they dropped all the way down in seeding. So, yeah, special teams.
And, Brian, we talked about the bad move about the Kenny Walker. Let's talk about the good move. I cut Myers prior to the Seattle game, too. Perfect. 2 points. They scored 38 points. He only has 2 points. 2 points as a kicker.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't like it, but listen, it was a windy, rainy game. Like protect the winds, everything like that. I said, I need points, and I didn't see the offensive explosion. I thought it would be something, but not like that. And you dodge some of the bullets. You can't make that move about cutting the special teams coach either without the players being behind it. Obviously, there's not that it's not about just the X's and O's. It has to be about the effort and stuff like that, and him motivating the players to get out there, especially on a winning team. You expect that kind of performances on a losing team that doesn't have a shot. Normally, a winning team, everybody's flying to the ball. Everybody's
buckled up. Yep.
There has to be some major issues there.
So for me, right, Seattle's been a good defensive team, and the Rams pretty much did whatever they needed to do offensively, right? So I'm not necessarily worried about the Rams offensively, despite the fact that, again, if Devontae Adams is out, I mean, obviously that does hurt your offense, right? So, the Batman Robin thing with those two receivers does make things a lot more easy, but Puka was on fire in this game. So, we're all good there.
Well, listen, and they could run the ball. Now they got They got two guys that can run the ball. I mean, Corum's come along, I mean, listen, the Rams are going to score points. I mean, you're going to have to get in a shootout with them because they're very hard to stop. I mean, guys throwing no look passes like every day, every weekend. He's throwing a no look pass. It's just like right now he's just messing with people.
Well, that's the difference. Is the Rams did run the ball, and they ran the ball over 30 some times. For Stafford to go out there and throw for 457 and run the ball for 30 times, that's crazy. The problem is, and when it knocks on Corum coming out, as a big Michigan fan, he doesn't have that explosiveness, and you've seen that too. And Kieran Williams doesn't really have that explosiveness. Both of them, I think, are really good backs, and they're going to do that. But one of the differences, we talk about Ken Walker, he bust off a 54-yarder. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have that explosive at the backfield, but they have the consistency. So when they get a lead, they got to make sure that they do it, because both of them average, I believe, under 4 yards a carry, Corum and Williams. So it's not one thing to run the ball. You got to actually make some plays at a running game.
Also, to throw what the game plan was on Thursday night, watching what Sean McVay, because this is how brilliant he is as an offensive genius. The most motions pre-snap that they've done all year with their offense, and also a lot of 22 package, and a lot of 2 tight end sets, with also a sprinkle of 3 tight end sets. That we saw a lot of different looks that they gave Seattle's defense, which caused a lot of pain and suffering for that defense in the first half and the second half, really. But no Devontae Adams. You saw that. It hurt a little bit in the red zone. But it's definitely interesting to see how Sean McVay works. It gives defense such a different glimpse, different looks into his offense. It's just coaching at its best. It's crazy.
Just a real. I mean, again, for Seattle, that's just massive, right? I mean, if you can get home field in a crowded NFC like this, like that might be all the and the bye might be all the difference in the world. The Philadelphia Eagles have become the first team since 2004 to win the NFC East. 2 consecutive years with a 29-18 win over a hapless Commanders team. Jalen Hurts, 22 of 30, $185 and 2 scores. Mariota had 95 yards passing. That's probably not good. Saquon, 21-132 with a score. Chris Rodriguez led the way for them on the ground with a touchdown. Brown had 95 yards. McLaurin, 3 for 53, which gets some people very excited for some reason. The one before I get into this game, I just want to make one really quick, and I make this comment every year, and it's never going to change. If you are a fan of an NFL team, a Major League Baseball team, and an NHL team, an NBA team, and you decide it is in your best interest that you would like to spend American currency on division championship gear, I would like you to find a local medical professional, maybe a therapist, a psychiatrist, or just somebody who will give you some medication that will help you fix this problem. There is never a scenario where it makes sense to buy division championship merchandise, and I will tell you why. A, if your team goes on to win something, I don't know, like a championship that actually matters, you will never wear the division stuff again because it doesn't matter. If your team does not win anything and ends up losing in the postseason, which happens more often than not, are you really going to want to wear division championship merchandise to remind you of the fact that your team lost in the playoffs? So I implore all of you that think you want to go spend some, and listen, you buy whatever the hell you want or whatever. You just look stupid. End rant. Eagles win. It is what it is. Washington stinks. I think the fact that it's taken the Eagles this long to win the division twice in a row, it's really how good they've been, frankly, over the last 2 decades, I think speaks more to ineptitude than anything else. The division's been pretty bad for a while. But Tony, as the only other fan of an NFC East team, did you have any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty interesting game. A lot of stuff happened. I mean, especially when they went for 2, up 10 or so points. And it got a little fisticuffs out there, hands thrown, everything. And then Dan Quinn afterwards made a idiotic comment about we see them in 2 weeks or whatever it is. Like, okay, you're gonna get destroyed then. But no, Brian, I think that it's really not about the Eagles winning the division championship 2 years in a row. I think it's more about the failure of the Washington team. I mean, this team had high hopes. This team had, they were a playoff team last year. Their excitement, all this other stuff, and they utterly just brought Debo over and just disappeared. I mean, and I think that's their failure is more a lightning rod of controversy than what the Eagles went in twice in a row. I think that it's something that they have to now completely reevaluate their organization.
Keon Coleman, healthy scratch.
Again.
Wow. Wow.
Hey,
Again.
Sorry, that just.
I'm gonna push back a little bit on Tony. I mean, it's I get what you're saying, but it's also hard to win with all those injuries, especially to your starters on the defense and the offensive side. You didn't have Jaden. You didn't have Jaden for the majority of the season. You lost Austin Eckler. You didn't have Terry McLaurin for over half of the season. No
That's not an
continuity
injury.
on the
That's
offense.
not an injury. Not an injury.
McLaurin?
I mean,
What's wrong with
I'm
McLaurin?
talking about the preseason nonsense that he started.
I mean, yeah, it sucks. It's unfortunate that where they are and where they are, but they've been competitive all year. I think it's a blessing in disguise more than anything, because to the guy to the left, above you, to the left of me, is all about, if you don't think you can win, this is the perfect time for you to tank. And I'm not saying they're tanking, but they're losing at the right time, because you're only in the second year of a contract of a rookie who absolutely had probably arguably the greatest rookie year ever. And now you get a top 10 pick.
Injuries
and
be
you can
damned.
use
How was
that.
his second season? Injuries be damned. How was his second season? Not good. When he played football, he wasn't good. He wasn't the player he was last year. Okay,
No,
I think they came into the season a little bit smelling themselves. They're a team who hasn't won nothing. They got good a little bit quicker than expected because they had a impactful rookie at quarterback, and now all of a sudden, they're not. They're not ready for prime time.
Schedule last year. We made that point coming into this year. Like, were they, again, I wasn't taking anything away from them, but like the same thing we're talking about the Pats and the Broncos right now, right? Like, are you
your schedule's not going to benefit you when you go to the playoffs and you win what, 2 games? That's the opposite of what the Giants did a couple years ago, where they actually got their asses kicked.
That was my next point, Drew. Giants or Washington, who's in a better position to succeed next year? Exactly.
It's
Just
tough,
the fact
yeah.
that we're pausing on that and thinking about that after the season that Washington had last year shows you that this is a phenomenal collapse by Washington.
The only reason why I pause a little bit on that is because I don't know what to expect with the Giants next year. I don't know what direction they're heading to, but what I do know is that the defense for the linebacking core for Washington, that's where I agreed with you. They did get exposed. Like, Bobby White can't even cover probably you and me right now. That's how bad he is right now when it comes to his athletic coverage. But everything else, like
100%.
safeties and corners, like that stuff that they can improve on and fix. There's stuff that they can improve on the offseason. It's not like their cap is in dire need. There's things that they can improve. I just don't think that Jaden Daniels is this guy that he exposed. He's not that good. No, he had a lot of injuries. The offensive line was trash. The receivers, there's no continuity from the offseason heading into the regular season. There's a lot of things that they could do to fix and to build on and improve on. I'm not saying this is on Dan Quinn or anything like that. It's just an unfortunate situation. But the benefit is that you got a quarterback who's only in his second year out of a 5-year deal, and that's what we always talk about, which is huge. It's like the San Francisco 49ers when they won to the Super Bowl, and then they what was it, the injuries, Jimmy G and all that, and they're able to get Nick Bosa. That's the type of things that benefits teams, because you have that opportunity to go and use the draft in the offseason to capitulate yourself to next year. That's the only reason why.
What are we going to do next year when they have a high pick this year? They inject it into whatever, and then Jalen Daniels gets hurt again because he's paper thin. He plays reckless.
Yeah. I can't predict the future on that.
They need.
But you can. Same thing with Tua. Same thing with these guys that are injury prone.
But Tony, you can say the same about his first year where he did great and he didn't fold and he didn't get hurt. It could go either way for him. He's the same body stature as Lamar Jackson.
Let's just put it this way. I think one of the things that we could agree on is next year is going to be a big year in the story of Jaden Daniels. But
I agree, brother. I agree with that, brother. I agree with that.
They need a lot, in my opinion. I mean, I think their skilled players aren't good.
What skilled players ain't? Everybody was talking about Bill, this nonsense, this Bill nonsense, and Chris Rodriguez is a backup. You're right. They need skill. They need a lot. Defensively, they need a lot. Offensively, they need a lot. I mean, they got work to do. I mean, they're not automatically coming back and beating people. So they took a major step back, in my opinion. And as far as the Eagles, how's that McLaren contract helping them? Right.
Yeah. Right.
Rebuild.
Should the Eagles fans feel good? Is this like a false
I didn't
offensively?
even talk.
Is this something it goes with the opponents that they're playing. Because going into the playoffs, they're going to be playing real teams.
Listen, they better hope Santa brings them a
So,
kicker.
I mean,
Oh,
if
he's
anything-
terrible, dude.
if
He's so
anything,
bad.
yeah. If anything, you
I
got
seen the
Saquon
picture today
Barkley.
of your boy Dicker in the Eagles uniform, and they got rid of him.
Yep. No, it's true. And the Eagles are horrendous. Are horrendous. Jalen Hurts. You know, Brian, I'm on your side. I can't. I don't even know if I could defend him a little bit. It's so bad.
George,
It's
you know
so
what the
bad.
thing is, and you brought it up. Bobby Wagner can't cover anybody. They did not attack him. They just thought they.
I
You
thought
know,
Bobby
they go out the
Wagner.
back.
really-
Wagner was
Tony,
all
I
over
was
the
going to
field.
text you. I was going to text the both of you and say, hey, how do you guys feel about Goddard's play today for parlays? And I'm like, oh, Jesus, that's it? That's all he did? I'm like, you
Should've
have the
crushed him.
best running back, in my opinion, and you're not even using him. Like, bro, the stupid-ass tooth push pisses me off. I hate it.
It's
Hate
not,
it.
yeah. It's not. Well, they got
Yeah.
Saquon going. I mean, they're trying to get Saquon going, but I just think it's the teams they're playing. I mean, you could say, oh, they're playing well offensively now, but I mean,
Nah,
they got to
I
play
think
the
they're.
defense.
I think they're.
Yeah,
they're
hold
up-
on. We'll get to this topic. Tua is the third quarterback today.
The emergency quarterback.
Yeah.
Poor Zach
Yeah,
Wilson. Zach
Quinnen
Wilson
Williams
didn't get no love.
inactive. Quinnen Williams inactive. T. Higgins active.
That's bad.
So.
All right, Brian, let's talk
So,
about it.
okay, just we're talking about
Go
one of
ahead.
my favorite topics, which is the Eagles and how annoying they are. I look at them and I'm like, look, defensively they're very good. I don't think that anybody's going to say otherwise. I don't. The offense is not
Bro,
doing
I'm not
what
on
it was
the other
doing
line.
last year. You know, you can think of a litany of reasons as to why that is. You can break that all down. Do you want to say it's coaching, coordinator, play calling? It is what it is. I think the quarterback's exactly the same guy, and I don't think there's been any change there. He's not an elevator. He is a passenger. He is a product of his environment. When his environment is strong, he looks fine. When it's not, he doesn't. And that's not exactly, and I understand that they won the whole damn thing last year. I get it. But that is not generally
So much
a
better.
recipe for success. Okay. So last year, if Detroit doesn't lose to Washington, Detroit goes to the Super Bowl, in my opinion. All right. And it is what it is. A couple years ago, if the Giants don't beat the Vikings in Minnesota and the Cowboys go to Philadelphia in that divisional game, the Cowboys go to the title game. So it's like everything. We talk about Washington's schedule luck a year ago. Like when things break for the Eagles, when they break well, they break very well. It is what
Oh, I
it is.
know. Oh, I know.
Right, yeah, double doink, right? So, you know, again, do I think they're coming out of the NFC? Probably not. I can't rule it out because their defense is very, very good. You know, again,
Philly?
yes, they're good. They're good.
No.
Their trench is great. Their secondary is good. They have linebackers
No.
first time in forever. Like that. If they go anywhere, it's the defense, not the quarterback.
They'll be getting
Oh,
Lane.
yeah. I agree with that. I'll
They'll-
agree with that.
They'll be
I'll agree with that one.
they'll be getting Lane Johnson back, so that always improves their team. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, what the Eagles are doing is it's very difficult. I mean, they won the Super Bowl. You don't see teams bounce back like this or win as many games like this sometimes when they win the Super Bowl. So I mean, it was going to be a difficult season from the start. So the fact that they got 10 wins and they win the division, I mean, it's not an easy thing to do after winning the Super Bowl.
All right, let's go to the game that matters.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
If you were up late last night, you probably thought the Packers were going home with a win, and then they didn't. A 22-16 winner for the Bears on Soldier Field. Caleb Williams, 19 of 34 for 250 and 2 scores. Love and Willis combined because Love went out with a concussion, 17 of 24 for 192 and a score. Swift, 13 of 58. Wilson led the way on the ground for Green Bay, which is interesting, 14 of 82. DJ Moore with the touchdown. Dobbs had a touchdown. But, look, I don't like that was in no uncertain terms a collapse by the Green Bay Packers. Despite everything that happened in that game, despite you losing your quarterback, Malik Willis played really, really well. You really can't hold that again. I mean, they were fine. They blew it. How do you blow an onside kick? Right? And I think that
That's what the script said, bro.
The shine is coming off of Matt LaFleur. The shine is coming off of Matt LaFleur. And going really high on Ben Johnson.
Really?
The Packers, Drew, and I talked to a Packers fan we all know who's very insightful with this stuff. They play down to their competition. Not that the Bears, I'm not saying it as a shot to the Bears, I'm not. What I'm saying is like they make mental mistakes constantly. Like they're not, they don't strike me as a mentally strong team. And I attribute that more to coaching than anything.
Listen, and I don't know about the mental strong, but I think the point of that is, all right, when they make mistakes, they're more glaring because I think across the board offensively, they're average, slightly above average. I'm not a Jordan Love fan. I don't think he's one that could carry your team. The receiver core, some guy steps up and makes plays every now and then, but there's nobody you want. Josh Jacobs, solid, banged up, solid, but that's what I'm saying. So when your talent level is kind of like this a little bit, I mean, DeAndre Swift or Josh Jacobs, I think they're similar. Jacobs has a little bit more production in career, but they're both negligible in my opinion. So when one team's making mistakes and the talent level's even, but I think really what you saw last night when you just talk about strict talent, Caleb Williams was the most talented quarterback by far on that field. The arm strength that he made to make that throw to DJ Moore, the running ability and everything like that. He just has to get it finished up in here, because he did a great job with that comeback. And I think that's the talent once that molds with the mental preparation. So Green Bay is making these mistakes and not mentally solid and everything like that. Their average to above average talent across the board is going to get exposed.
Tony, I love what you said, and I want to add on to this. I'll love to hear your part on this. There's a big thing. I agree with you, the talent part. Caleb Williams, when he gets out of the pocket and he makes that decision to run, I don't know if it's fast or just he's so quick. He is so quick to get away from pressure. I always forget how fast he is, but that's not the point I want to bring up. The point I want to bring up is on 3 separate occasions through that game. Did you watch the entire game?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When the Packers defense are going all in, right, almost like a cover zero, and we see the blitz on the outside, twice we saw Caleb not know what to do on the pre-line adjustments. We didn't get a hot route. We didn't get any of this. He took about 10 steps back and threw it out. The third time he did it, though, the third time on that drive before the onside kick, we saw Loveland he saw before it came in, and he took the out where he got the first down. That's what I wanted to see from Caleb Williams, and that's what got me excited when I text Ant in the group text when he made the throw. The man has all the tools that you would look for. But the only thing that we always bring up, Tony, is that what is your IQ in reading and discovering defenses, especially when it's a cover zero or when it's an all-in blitz, whatever you want to call it. And where's your hot route? Where's your adjustments to throw? And he showed that last night on that one time that they needed it. Great play call, great play designs. He's going about 5 yards back after his technique motions and his steps. Able to throw on the fourth down where it made it to a one-score game was an absolutely beautiful throw to I don't know who the hell that was. And then the DJ Moore throw. But the biggest thing for me, Tony, and everybody else here is that he did it without 2 big names. He did it without Adunze, and he did it without Burden, who's actually been a nice little spark plug on the receiving core. They only had DJ Moore. They only had Kmet. They only had Loveland, and Zakakis, who had 2 drops last night, 2 big drops last night. I mean, these are things that Caleb Williams is overcoming. Ben Johnson, Brian, should be coach of the year if they ended it up, on this trajectory of winning. The rest, I'm very happy for our friend. This is huge for him, all those shit that he's gone through, and I can't wait to see the defense keep going. I mean, Ant wrote me on Instagram talking about Jonah, the offensive lineman they got for the Rams. He's been huge for them at right tackle or right guard. Is it right guard? And
guard, yeah.
Yes. It's great decisions. Caleb Williams is maturing before our eyes, and it's amazing how you go from a year ago from having Jeff Ulbrich to this now, and now look at this team now. It's just great. It's just great. This is what an organization is supposed to be doing.
Oh, I'm waiting for Brian to ask me if they drafted the right quarterback.
Oh,
I mean, I still
That's
don't
what
think they
I'm
did.
waiting for it because
Hold on, wait.
I don't know what this Drake May guy. I mean, I don't see Drake May 5 comebacks, winning comebacks. I don't see Drake.
You don't have to
May.
come back
Easy.
when you had the lead.
yeah.
That's you know what?
You know,
I
I don't wanna
hate
hear
that
this.
stat.
I don't want to hear this. Drake May.
Yeah, you know why I never hit
second-
one-outers? Because I get it all in
second
when I'm ahead.
Yeah.
Second in MVP. Second in MVP. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it right now. You can't.
I didn't know you were going that.
Go ahead,
I didn't know you
Ann.
were going that direction.
You can't sell me.
Yeah, I know you had a big win.
You can't. I don't want to hear it. This is
Enjoy
Caleb Williams' time. Iceman has arrived. I'm telling
Love
you.
that celebration he did. I love that celebration he did.
I mean, you guys talk about he's got a great arm. He could run. He could do it all. I mean, listen, it's just beginning. It's just beginning. All the guys, he's got the tools. He's got the personnel. He's got the coach. I mean,
fingernails.
It's my guy.
And you said the right thing. He's got the coach. Okay.
That coach is amazing.
He never, Caleb Williams' biggest thing is he could run, and the reason why he looks so fast is because as soon as he makes the decision to run, he runs. He doesn't.
Yes.
Like that. There's no hesitation. He just goes.
Agreed, Tony. Agreed.
Gonna slide, awful slide. Take one more step and get the first down like he did last night, but whatever. Listen, Caleb's knock has never been his arm strength. Has never been his. It was been thinking. It's been him trying to just extend the play. Can't throw on Raven in time. And the thing is, getting a coach in place that's going to develop him and give him time. Because if you look at all these failures of quarterbacks, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, who are now ascending, it's because they had nonsensical coach. Every like 2 or 3 different coaches every year. And it's like, is the offensive coordinator change? Is the head coach change? You see Ben Johnson, what he was able to do with Detroit, and listen, and he's developed them and keep developing them. And I think him and Drake May might be able to battle for MVPs for the next 10 years, so it's.
Agree.
Notre Dame head coach Marcus Freeman is expected to be the Giants' top college head coach candidate per Mike Garofalo.
Who cares about Notre Dame?
Yeah, I mean, Chris Fallon did mention did they buy NFC East championship gear? I'm sure he didn't buy Notre Dame playoff gear either. So
right.
Oh my God.
Maybe he did. And actually probably be a collector's item at this point.
Take my ball and go home.
Hey, not to go. You brought up the college here, Brian. I have to ask Tony because I know he's a Michigan fan. What's your thoughts on everything with Moore?
He was done for trying to fire the girl. Like, what are you doing? Like, I mean, you get in a situation like that, you got to make sure that that the house is kept clean, and do whatever you want, but you gotta handle it a little differently. He just didn't know how to play with the toys he was given.
Who do you go get after all this shit that you guys been going through?
I'm not really worrying about that kind of stuff because college football right now changes so much to year. I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous. Whoever I want whoever keeps Bryce Underwood there. That's what I want. Keep Bryce Underwood there. Okay. Whoever can keep Bryce Underwood there, do that. Because right now, college coaching, you have to be a good recruiter. It's just tough, College, the landscape of college in the last 5 years has changed so dramatically. I mean, you had guys that are just legendary in certain spots, like Saban and everything like that. And it's just nonsense. You got to recruit your own players. You got to recruit, the other team's players. It's just not the same stability. You're not playing for the name on the front of jerseys no more. You're not coaching for that either. So it's just a tough situation. I mean, it had Carson Beck. I mean, who's seen Carson Beck going to, it's one thing when you have like a guy's like a stacked position, like they get Alabama with Kamara, Henry, all that kind of guys.
Yes.
They're going to transfer like, all right, there's not going to be a spot here, but I'm not going to be like, all right, I'm going to start a running back here. Now I'm going to go be the starting running back over here. It's just, I don't know, like chasing the money and that kind of stuff. I think, who was it? Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman said that about the NIL. He gave a bunch of money to this kid to come to UCLA. The kid doesn't even thank him and then transfers after a year. Like, it's tough.
Brian, Raiders are partying away with Pete Carroll at the end of the season.
Shocking.
Why not now?
Yeah.
All that.
All right. Let's get into this week's games, guys.
All that said, bear down right now in the North.
Well, it says that Pete Carroll could be on the hot seat. I don't see these out.
Did anybody watch the Raiders play?
I don't tend to watch minor league sports.
Exactly. So I don't think
Minor league sports.
Yeah, I'll try to avoid that if I can avoid it. Crazy defensive collapses, Rams and Green Bay edge. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they're not. The Packers could have won the game with Malik Willis. I think that and they could have. They were there.
I'm a Malik Willis fan. What he did with the Packers last year. You throw him in there this year off a cold bench. Off a cold bench, not even heat on that bench. He just comes in and he plays well. It gives him a little bit different dynamic. And let's not forget he was a very high pick.
Packers are in trouble.
Let's not forget who drafted him.
Tennessee.
Packers are in trouble. No love in protocol. They got to win.
They've been in trouble since Micah tore his ACL.
Listen, they're the average.
A topic that is near and dear to Drew's heart. So the Chiefs have officially missed the postseason for the first time since 2014.
Let's go, boys!
Mahomes tore his ACL. Who knows what?
I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about that.
The Chiefs right now are about $46 million over next year's cap, which is outdone only by the Cowboys. I'm not going to get started on that topic today because I'll get very upset about it. I look at them and I say, I don't know how you fix this. Like, they're really over cap with not a lot of things they can do to get under it, other than maybe there's going to be a ton, I think, of restructuring. That's probably the way they figure it out. So my question here for you guys is very simple. Is it over?
Define what's over. Define it.
You got to tell me how long Mahomes is going to be out then. Because, obviously, the Chiefs not being successful this year.
You know what? I hate this. I hate this new feature on it makes you set a timer on things or take one off.
Even if Mahomes is healthy, is Mahomes enough anymore? We saw it this year. He had no help. He had no help in the running game. Wide receivers, everything was in decline. Is it enough anymore? Is he enough anymore to carry you?
Well, I think you said it first. First of all, I think Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy and mix and match a couple pieces in the passing game. I think that's fine. I think that is enough. Especially if they play together all year and everything like that. I think the one thing you just said, just nail on the head, was the running game. Unfortunately, Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, they're just not getting a job done, and they're not. I don't know if it's offensive line not actually being able to run block as effectively as they should be, or what, because both the guys they run very hard, and it's just a thing. I think defensively, they got some key pieces and some talent, but I think he's got to put it together. So I don't think they're a team in disarray. But and you never know what Minshew gives you if he is the starting quarterback going into the season. So if he wins a couple games and the Chargers, the Broncos are definitely teams that have talent and are playing up to it. And it's not going to be a cakewalk for Mahomes them. So they're going to have to add pieces, but I think they're far from done though.
And Quig, we're lining up today because that's exactly what I was going to say. You have the Broncos and you have the Raiders during this tenure when they were dominating, where those two organizations that were making shithead mistakes, both in the organization and also player development. Now you have these two organizations that are clicking, that are making good investments on offseason acquisitions and drafting. That now you have this issue where it's not a cakewalk anymore for the AFC West. It's going to be harder to move in the future. Not to blow up my own horn here, but my team is playing. I feel like we're playing on cards. We're playing on house money because we have so many injuries on the offensive line and on the defensive secondary, and that next year we get those pieces back. We got Joe Alt and Slater coming back next year that are 2 all-pro tackles. Then we get to invest on the offense on the offseason because we didn't spend that much money. and we're only in, I believe, the third year of Herbert's new deal. So, like, Chargers are in a really good position money-wise. But for your question, Brian, yes, I think the dynasty is over. They're not going to win anything next year. I don't think I love Mahomes. I just don't think it's going to be enough to overcome the cap dire situation that they are invested in. I mean, I believe his opt out, I believe, should be coming up, where I think he's going to do something about that, because it's like the fourth or fifth year since he signed that mega deal. And then you also have the fact that, like Tony said, the running game is terrible. But the part of the running game is terrible is because the only guy that they have of worth right now is Creed, which I consider the best center in the NFL. Other than that, you have a rookie in Simmons, and then you got rid of Thuney that went to Chicago, and you have another guard and right tackle who we all make fun of, which is Juwan Taylor, who constantly goes false start every time on pass blocking. So it's like, you really don't have this foundation in Kansas City. You don't have that mystique. Someone said the other day, the bully is finally getting bullied. And that's true. Look at the season. They had no heart. The Kansas City Chiefs had no heart this year when it came to winning the game. Teams were bullying them. Defense were bullying them. None more of that shit anymore. This is a whole new era. And I do agree that I think this dynasty is done.
But you know what though? Let's pause for a second, right? I don't think it's a whole new era, because last year they won 10 one-score games or something like that, a ridiculous number. So they weren't and as they went to the Super Bowl, they weren't the dominating team. They were just making the play here and there. But now what you've seen, the ball wasn't bouncing their way this year. Kelsey dropped one right in his mittens, or two. I think two. I think they counted two drops.
Two drops.
Literally cost the game. So like, that's like these little things. Like they were kind of on that thin line where, you needed a play here and there to make, and they were making them plays. They made the plays last year. This year they weren't making them. So I mean, I think I don't think they're done, but I think it's a precursor. Is this team doesn't have a lot of leeway. We're just going to go out there and run over people. Maybe to get Tyreek Hill back, he might be getting cut.
Wow, Mike McDaniel is likely to be back in Miami next year.
I told you that.
That's actually our next topic. I'm glad we're going to go there. Although I need to make one change because StreamYard hates me. There we go. Okay. The Dolphins apparently allegedly offered the Bengals 4 first-round picks to move up to take Joe Burrow in 2020. Instead, they stayed at 5 and took Tua Tagovailoa. He was being benched today, not for Zach Wilson, but for rookie Quinn Ewers out of Texas. 2 things here. Number 1, I love Joe Burrow unconditionally. If you imagine that the Dolphins went from 1 to 5 and took Justin Herbert at 5 and added 3 first-round picks, that's an absolute win and a half.
More than 1.5.
No, that's not. Hold on. Say this again.
If the Bengals.
Okay.
Right, if the Bengals went down from 1 to 5, took Justin Herbert at 5, and then used 3 other first-round picks to augment that roster, that's a win and a half. Now, if the Bengals do that and take Tua Tagovailoa, I disagree.
Well, there's some flawed logic there, Brian, because you're expecting a team to pass up at number 4, right? Or whoever it was in this scenario. That team isn't passing up Herbert to pick Tua, so Herbert wouldn't be there.
Well, no. Miami took Tua at 5.
No,
correct.
Tony's talking about 2 and 3. Tony's talking about 2 and 3.
2, 3, and 4.
Right. So
we don't know who 2 and 3 was.
So Tua went 6, right?
No.
Tua went. Herbert went 6, correct?
He did.
Yes.
My
went 5.
When you make that trade, that 3, 4, 5 spot isn't pick. They're not passing on Herbert and picking. They're not picking Tua over Herbert.
Correct. No. So I'm saying is Washington, Detroit, and the Giants stay exactly the same. It's just the Bengals and Miami switch spots. So the Bengals drop to 5. If they take Herbert at 5, and with 3 plus 3 ones, that's better than Joe Burrow, and I love Joe Burrow.
And they have the same amount of championship as they do now.
Very possibly, but I think that would have been the Bengals might be nuts for not taking it. I guess is my point.
Well,
I mean, it's listen. The initial draft, when we go back in the rules, the initial draft debate between Herbert and Tua was Herbert had the talent and the profile. Tua had the mental capacity and the leadership and the intangibles, and fit that current coach's profile more than ever. It's it's that classic athletic talent versus what they do. Well, imagine
No, what I'm
this.
saying is like in this
That's what
scenario,
Lions taking.
all you do is you just put Miami at 1 and the Bengals at 5, and it's Herbert.
I get it. I just don't think it changes too much on the Bengals. Or it's just that's so much revisionist history that it's very hard to even quantify.
I'll go real quick. I'm not going to dive into the 4 first-round picks, even though if the Dolphins did offer that to the Bengals, especially the cheap with what's his name, the cheap ass owner, I'm surprised he didn't take that. But I'm surprised that I'm not surprised because it's Joe Burrow. So it's like you really want to pass up on Joe Burrow. I wouldn't. But
yeah, but Drew, I think you actually gave yourself the answer, but in the other way. The cheap ass Bengals owner doesn't want to have to pay fucking all them first round picks.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
the only reason why I think it makes sense. But is it the end of Tua? As a starter, Brian, or is it just in general just as a quarterback?
Have we seen his last game as a Dolphin?
Yes.
As a Dolphin, 1,000%. As a quarterback in the NFL, no. I think he's still going to continue his career. I think
he's on the Dolphins next year, though.
Yeah, I don't know how they get out of this.
That's what I said. As a Dolphins starting quarterback heading into the 2026 season, I think he's not going to be the starter. No.
Right. He'll be on the team, though.
Yeah, he'll be on the team.
95 million dead cap.
With a $56 million.
Well, hold on. But we seen teams. We saw a team just a couple years ago cut somebody that had an $80 million dead cap.
Russell Wilson.
And repeating that success is very, very difficult.
I agree with you. I'm not
very lucky with.
I'm not agreeing with that. I'm just saying we've seen it before. But I'm with you. I do see him, Tony, in as a backup bridge quarterback.
Yeah.
I can see that. I know that there was reports of teams being super interested in him when they announced that he was going to be benched. But
how can you not? I mean, Indianapolis is playing Phillip Rivers.
I agree. That was the team I was going to bring up. I think he would be perfect for Shane Steichen offense.
I think he has usability, right? He has usability in certain offenses.
I don't see the talent. I don't see the talent there anymore. He's got no mobility. He's got no arm. I mean,
he's never had an arm.
I know, but I mean, Tony. This is where you got to give credit to Mike McDaniel. Is that he's actually has an offensive mind, and he actually got the most out of this guy. So Mike McDaniel, I don't think he's going to be there. He didn't draft this guy. This is another situation where he didn't draft this guy. So he clearly don't want. But
they signed him. If they signed him, but hold on. You don't think? Okay, but hold on. If we're going to use the same energy towards Brian Dabble, then we need to use the same energy towards Mike McDaniel because he still has to pass it with the GM. Ask him, hey, can we give him $250 million? How do you feel about that?
Mike McDaniel made this guy the top passer in the league in 2023. I mean,
exactly. That's my point.
You have to address, though, when you're looking at the Tua situation as a whole in Miami, he has some kind of relationship with ownership, GM, whatever, that got his coach fired.
Brian Flores.
And so he was able to get his coach fired, and they chose him. So you don't know if McDaniel had that much of a say on the signing because I
disagree with that.
I guarantee you he had no say. I don't know. I think
we assume in a normal situation that the head coach would give his blessing on a huge contract like that and a huge commitment. But I don't know how much he had because he doesn't.
I want to ask you something. So if that's the case and that's the mentality that we're going to use, you really think a guy that is so offensive savant, Brian Dabble, is going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm okay with Daniel Jones getting that much money? Get the hell out of here. Ain't no way. This guy was trying to trade right up for Jaden Daniels.
You're missing my point in regards to his relationship with ownership and management. as over the head coach. I don't think Daniel Jones ever ingratiated himself like that with that. At one point he did, but I don't think the relationship was there. I don't think Daniel Jones ever got anybody fired except from his play. So I mean that's where I'm thinking difference. I think that the Tua situation was I'm going to go complain to the boss and get Flores fired. And I don't think it's the same situation in the New York Giants. That's what I'm saying. I think this is a unique situation where they put the ownership probably put too much trust in the Tua. And I think, and I don't think Tua is going to start another game for the Dolphins because here's Mike McDaniels has his guy starting today. Quinn Ewers is his guy. Quinn Ewers is one of them guys that was, top pedigree, similar to like, these other guys that are coming out here and slinging it, number one in his class coming out, he has more athleticism. He has a lot of ability. So we'll see what Mike McDaniels can get out of it. I mean, you have Achane. I mean, that could help the running game a little bit too. So, I mean, I think Quinn Ewers is going to be pretty successul in Miami in his short little audition period.
It means something if you're skipping, like Ann said, if you're skipping Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
To start this guy. I agree with that.
Quinn Ewers was ranked above Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, and those guys in high school.
He was.
Well, no, Quinn Ewers was friggin' 13 when Bo Nix was in high school.
Well, not.
Bo Nix was a senior on his third college tour when Quinn Ewers was
at the moment. The Dolphins are $11.5 million over next year's cap.
Mm-hmm. $35 million if they get a $35 million reprieve if they cut Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, they're going to get rid of Tyreek.
Yeah, how much is the Tyreek Hill? How much is that going to save them for the cut?
It's like $35 million.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Tyreek's definitely gone.
And he goes back to KC, reunites with Mahomes, and they have a track team over there.
Yeah, they can save $36 million by getting which will probably happen.
How many felonies does Xavier Worthy have? Because I mean, with Tyreek Hill and Rashee Rice, I mean, would he be odd man out because he's too,
Even Kareem Hunt has one.
What's amazing? Two things. Right now, next year, Seattle's got $71 million open. The Rams have $81 million open. And the Chargers have $101 million open for next year. Got to build a roster, but you got open cap space. I mean, that's oxygen basically.
I agree.
Playoff picture. So here's your AFC. Obviously, for Baltimore, their best way in is to catch Pittsburgh, which is certainly doable. If they win today and Pittsburgh loses, which they're favored to do, that's interesting. I just think Indy's fighting up this massive uphill battle. I just don't.
Yeah,
I think that's over.
It turned a really good preseason story, or not preseason story, really good story throughout the season. Into kind of like some disappointment with the Colts. And it's strictly injury related.
7-2. They were 7-2, 8-2.
Brian, I've been doing the math a lot this week. So if the Chargers win today and Indy loses on Monday, is that officially done?
I will tell you that the Chargers actually make the playoffs today with a win and a loss by the Colts.
Okay.
Drew, you need that first round Steelers matchup.
That's all I've been. That's the road that I'm on. Obviously, I'd like to win the division. If the Jaguars can get a win today against Denver, it makes things interesting. Obviously,
will you buy a T-shirt?
No, I'm not going to buy a T-shirt. This is how much I'll buy right there. That's it. I do want to say something though, Brian, on the picture. Are we allowed to? Or do you want to?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just throw some here to you guys, which I thought was absolutely crazy on Twitter. Joe Burrow, out of his career, only 2 times he's made the playoffs. I couldn't believe that. I thought it was at least 3 or 4.
Well, he's had injuries.
But it's
not
just
making it
shocking.
this year, setting records
Shocking
in an awful. It's
shocking to me. I just couldn't believe it, dude. It's just wild to me.
Such an incomplete team,
Yep, I agree, and also it shows how important, Brian, like we talk about all the time since I started doing this with you guys, about how important it is in the offseason and drafting. It's just one thing that we got to appreciate about with Andy Reid and them is that they were able to draft key pieces throughout their tenure of greatness. And we haven't, like, Cincinnati is a prime example of not being able to draft right. Like,
I have said repeatedly, I'll say it again, in all sports, titles are won in the summertime. In the
I agree.
How you draft, how you manage cap, how you sign the right people, hire the right people. Like, yeah, they play the games in the field. I get that. In the modern day sport, with the way caps are structured, with the way everything is structured, you win and lose off the field, off the ice, off the court, off the baseball diamond. Like, that's
Brian. Not only that, Brian, but I think all of us. I mean, for me, watching the Chargers this year, also is important. Just not going off on positions. It's depth.
Yeah.
Depth is so important, especially in the trenches on D-line and O-line, man. I never in my life, 36, and the way that I've seen so many different offensive line starting lineups for us this year, and to see how bad our IOL is, depth is so crucial. And it's never been more important in my life for the offensive line. It's just crazy to me.
When I look at this AFC, right, and I say, it is so wide open that you can really make a case for any of the teams. But at the same time, if it's not Buffalo, it's never going to be Buffalo.
That's for sure.
Oh, geez.
You know what I mean?
So true.
Like,
so true.
like honestly, like it's not that they're like far and away better than everybody else. I don't think that they are. But they have the biggest X factor player. That would be why.
Josh Allen.
Right. Like, if you Mahomes ain't in your way. Burrow's not in your way. Lamar may not be in your way. Not that the Ravens ever do that. Whatever. The point is,
they're not making it.
You're going up against teams that have not done this, right? Denver has not had playoff success. The Pats are back for the first time in forever. The Jags don't have playoff success. The Chargers don't have playoff success. Houston's got a defense, but not a whole lot on offense.
Well, Jags have playoff success.
Well, I don't.
They beat us.
You beat yourself. Anyway. Yeah. The point of the matter is, like, if not now, when?
No, you're right.
I just look at it and say, like, they have to do it this year, and they're not, and they may not win their division. Obviously, I mean that's a big ask at this point. They gotta have to go on the road to do it, but they got to do it. If they don't, I'm firing McDermott at the end of the season.
Ooh,
I would have fired me in the last season. Like, well, listen, point, you have to change this.
If the Bills
fire McDermott, bring in Daboll.
if the Bills don't succeed, it's going to be because of their defense.
Yeah.
So many injuries. Many injuries.
I mean, Brian's right. I mean, if it's not the Bills' year, it's when it is. But I mean, they're not better than they're not. I mean, all these.
They're not scary.
Beat them, yeah.
They're not scary. You imagine if like how this situation is this year, and if New England slips by and makes it to the Super Bowl, you know how pissed the Buffalo City is going to be. Like,
a lot of broken tables.
Yeah.
I mean,
even Denver, dude, that's crazy.
Drew, anybody but them.
I agree.
Anybody but them.
I agree. Tony, what's your thoughts on it, man? I want to hear what your thoughts are on this.
I don't think much changes if they lose or not, to be honest with you, because next year they're going to be back and they're just going to have to find a receiver that has a little bit more playmaking ability. I think that they I think that's one of the things is they don't have the playmakers, and they're really, really beating up the running backs to be that. I mean, teams could really stack the box against them. Shakur isn't getting it done, and they don't really have anybody on the outside. We already mentioned John Cooper's a healthy scratch. You're right. The tight ends are solid, but they're not like the playmakers that you kind of need to kind of get space here and there. Yeah. And a lot very similar situation in Kansas City, but kind of like opposite parallels is they need somebody to make a play, and they're not. And
they just have a running game. They have a running game compared to Kansas City.
Yeah, they have a running game, but they don't have the receivers.
They don't have the
receivers. Don't have the running game, and I think I think just a little tweak here and there. I think both teams are okay because at the end of the day, they have 3 or 5 of the best players on the planet. So,
Brian, what's their cap situation for Buffalo?
I don't think it's ideal. Next year, Buffalo is a touch over. It's nothing they can't fix.
Okay.
I mean, if you look at it for next year, I mean, this guy. I mean, look. I mean, Josh Allen's cap number is 50. So what's happening now is a lot of these quarterbacks have just ridiculous cap numbers next year, and like you're just going to restructure it because you're not getting rid of them. So unless you're Jalen Hurts, but like Josh Allen, they can save $12 million by restructuring. Of course, they're going to do that. They're going to just push it downhill again. But I mean, Dawson Knox has a $17 million cap number next year. Like that's not gonna fly.
Yeah. If you look at the formula how to win football games, right, in the NFL, you got your playmaker, superstar quarterback. You have a running game. You got to get the defense healthy. This can't be the high-flying Bills up and down the field that you've seen a few years ago with and everything like that. That's the mentality that they injected last year. It just hasn't worked this year because the defense hasn't done their part of the job. So, get healthy.
And the teams they're going to be playing have defenses. The Texans, the Jaguars.
That's the team.
They could play.
That's defense. The team, man.
Yeah, they could play.
The Texans scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
No running game. CJ Stroud at quarterback. I think a Buffalo team could, give me Josh Allen and Bills over Texans every day of the week. It's a situation.
It's all revisionist history, right? But Keon Coleman's a healthy scratch today. Who's not Ladd McConkey, who they took over him. They took Keon Coleman as one step above Ladd McConkey.
They already had players that meet Ladd McConkey's profile. That's why they weren't looking for somebody like that. You'd have to look at somebody that's bigger. I mean, Keon Coleman coming out of Florida State checks every single box that you want. But I don't think he blocks during the running game at all. And I think
was he Florida or Florida State?
Florida State.
Oh, Florida State.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's just using the same Chargers references, Ladd McConkey and Quentin Johnson are completely different players.
Yeah.
If you already had Ladd McConkey, you're looking for somebody in Quentin Johnson mold or vice versa. So I mean, it's if the Chargers had Ladd, they wouldn't have took Quentin Johnson if it was the same draft. Obviously, it's not. But and the same thing if they had Quentin Johnson, they wouldn't be taking Keon Coleman. So I mean, it's just to try to make the pieces fit, and sometimes they just don't work out because the pieces are fucking morons.
In the NFC, the 5 seed has clinched the spot, but the 2 seed hasn't. Which is kind of the way things are. Look, I don't know. Green Bay's in some trouble here. If Love is out, like I don't think they're probably in trouble anyway.
Well, I think what happens is you look at you're talking about teams in trouble, teams not trouble. You have to look at the schedule and the matchups. That's why when you look at Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay's collapse last week was awful because they just put it in cruise control.
So, Green Bay's dropped 2 in a row. They go to Baltimore. I'm sorry, they host Baltimore, then to Minnesota.
Oh man,
none of them are easy games, and I think that they're going to have to see, but there's nothing. The 2 matchups with the Bears, they split, and that's kind of what they could hope for.
Detroit's got Pittsburgh today, which they're projected to win. Anything. Then they got 2 road games at Minnesota on Christmas and at the Bears.
Damn.
Now, but here's the thing:
Bears game won't matter.
The Bears may not need that game.
Yeah.
I need Pittsburgh to win today.
You need Pittsburgh to win that game.
Yeah,
you need Pittsburgh to win
today.
Not happening.
Damn.
The Eagles.
It's not over. That's what's crazy. It's still fucking. It's still.
So why does the Eagles matter?
Well, because the Eagles could potentially move up.
Oh, got you.
So, but the Eagles have a tough game at Buffalo next week, and a game that Buffalo's going to want.
So wait, hold on. So is Seattle the number 1 seed right now?
Currently, yes.
Okay. Who does Seattle have left?
Seattle has winnable games.
The Niners,
they're at Carolina. They're at San Francisco, who's going to need the
Niners could still get the number 1 seed, I think, if they win out.
So if the Niners win out,
that's crazy.
The Niners would get to 13-4. They have Indy. They got a home game against the Bears, and they got the Seahawks.
Yeah, so that's
these 2 weeks are going to be insane.
They'd be able to leapfrog.
Perfect. They got it set up perfect this year.
They do. They do. I need. Yeah.
Who won the first? So they beat Seattle already.
They beat Seattle.
Okay. Yeah. So Seattle, even if they get to 13,
they'd be tied.
They'd be tied.
They beat the Rams too.
So it goes off division record.
Well, they're head to head though. I mean, what I'm saying is that if the Niners tie the Seahawks straight up and the Rams don't, Then it goes straight up, head to head, and they beat them twice.
Yep.
They would
Oh
have beat them
yeah.
twice.
Yeah.
Just fascinating.
I mean, that's a lot. There's going to be a lot of shuffling between the 8-1 spot. You know,
Detroit,
different every
no matter what, Detroit's going to be the 8 at the end of the day. Like there she is. Detroit's stuck. They can't even jump Green Bay today.
They can't jump them today, but the season.
No, but they're going to end the day.
Yeah.
Outside the looking in.
Want to say hi to Tony? Say hi, Tony.
Hey.
Say hi, Aunt.
Hey.
Say hi, Brian Natard.
Morning.
Hi. That look, he's going to have a very good Thursday. I can tell from here. Look, if you're the Rams, you're going to end up. Whoever doesn't win the division is going. Where you really want to avoid, honestly, even 6. Nobody can tell me that the Niners can't go beat the Eagles, or the Rams can't go beat the Eagles, or even the Seahawks can't go beat the Eagles. I don't see that.
Who's
I think
Brian, this is really, really simple. Anybody can beat in the playoffs. Can beat Seattle. Anybody can beat the Bears. Anybody can beat Philly. Anybody can beat Tampa Bay. Anybody can beat the Rams. Anybody can beat 49ers. It's very simple. These teams all play each other. They all beat each other. They all very competitive. It's all going to be close games. It is wide open. Open.
Listen, if I'm the Rams, man, I want to be home team. I don't want to go.
No, I agree.
In the cold, I don't want to go play these Seattle, Chicago. I don't want to go back to Philly and play, even though it was a close game.
They got very winnable.
I don't want to go play in Seattle.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's just put it right here. I'll say the Rams win these 2 games. They get to 13-4.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're potentially in a tie with everybody. The
If
49ers,
everybody ends up 13-4,
yeah.
I mean they're the 1 seed.
How do they determine if you all 3 of you have the same division record? What does it go by?
13-4. Seattle just has to win 2 games. It's Seattle could still get 14 wins.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
3-way division tie in the NFL. An NFL 3-way decision is first compare the head-to-head records among the tied teams. If that doesn't break it, use the best division record. Then common games. I don't freaking know.
No, listen, it's the Reeves. Listen, bottom line, coming down to the end of the wire.
I think they have
some of these games today.
I think it's a 3-legged sack race. I think is how they figure it out.
You're getting in a crystal ball where we're just gonna sit back and watch anyway. So I mean, let's get into these games today. I mean, it's 40 fucking minutes.
It sure looks like the Lions are. I mean, I guess the Lions could catch the Packers. I mean, okay, so the Lions are rested away.
Easily.
They're fighting for 7. The Lions have Pittsburgh today, Minnesota, and Chicago. So they're on the road where they're not as good. Green Bay has Baltimore and Minnesota. So Minnesota's going to pretty much dictate who gets the 7.
Got it. All right, let's get into our games.
And there it is. All right.
There it is.
First and foremost, near and dear to the heart of everybody watching this show, the Chargers at 10-4, the Cowboys 6-7-1. The Cowboys are somehow favored by 1.5 as of yesterday. I'm not sure if that's actually accurate now. Whatever. Chargers will clinch a playoff berth with a win and a loss by either the Colts or the Texans. The Cowboys were eliminated last night when the Eagles beat the Commanders. So clearly, I don't care what anybody says. I need the Cowboys to lose this game. I don't care how. I don't care why. I need you to get a better pick. I don't give a shit about meaningless football. And the Chargers need the win. I don't know why they're favored. Tony, why are we favored?
Because NFL stands for no fucking logic, and the Cowboys just want to win the game and screw you over. It's just ridiculous that a team that's 6-7-1 and just got eliminated from the playoffs is a favorite over a 10-4 Chargers team looking to improve their standings. So it makes no sense, but Cowboys win this and they win it in a high-scoring game. Why? I don't know. One thing I do know, because it just doesn't make sense, because there's nothing about this line that makes sense, right? The over-under makes sense. I get that, but there's nothing else that makes sense. I mean, Quinton Williams is out today, right? Okay, so, I mean, Hampton should have a big game or whatever they want to do. Cowboys linebackers absolutely awful. Rondé Gadsden, 50 and a touch, most likely today. He should feast against these guys that are lost. I mean, Murray just has been awful all year. I don't know. I mean, you would think that Pickens might want to play today. I don't know. You got to maybe call him up and ask him if he's going to play today or he doesn't want to play today. He's going to get some effort. Like it's just ridiculous what's going on right now with Dallas. I mean, there's talent everywhere for the most part, except in the secondary and the linebacking core and the defensive line. So I mean, they have offensive weapons, and I guess they're just going to try to outscore the Chargers. It doesn't really make sense. It's not that big of a commute to have the 1 p.m. factor, which I guess it's just because the Chargers struggle against the NFC East. Bad teams against the NFC East, Chargers are 0-3 against or 0-2 against. So we'll see what happens with that. But other than that, game really doesn't make much sense.
I hear you. Here. I'm really no side today. I agree with Tony here. I like the over. I think it's going to be a shootout here. We got a bunch of props. I know Javonte Williams has some incentives today. I think over 60 yards. He needs something like that to make some money. I like Pickens for an anytime touchdown today. So yeah, let's roll with those guys and let's take the over today with this one.
Well, Pickens is what, plus 170 for a touchdown? I don't think that's good enough value. I mean, everything is good value if you win it. But from what I've been seeing out of him, I don't think it's a bet I would hit. I mean, what's CD plus 125 for any time, something like that?
I believe so. Yeah.
I mean, CD's been out there giving effort, so I don't know. I mean, this is a game Pickens might have $150 and 3 touchdowns if he tries, but it just doesn't seem like that's his motive.
Yeah, right now, CD's 145, Pickens is 160.
So it went down a little bit, but I mean,
Cowboys at Washington, 1 p.m. Christmas Day. Talk about coal in your stocking. Jeez.
I'll be glued to the TV, bro.
Keenan Allen too, 3 receptions for some incentives today.
On a 6-man parlay, I took Herbert's rushing over 25.5. For me, just looking into this game overall, I think it's always going to be like that for the rest of the season for the Chargers, just because of the injuries that have occurred on the offensive line. I think that's why it's probably a 1 point over for the Cowboys. 1-2 in the NFC East this year. Looking to get to be a 500. It's a very important game today. I hope they take it just like every other game. I wish the Cowboys were still in playoff contention because I think it would have been more of a bigger anticipation of the game. But I'm still excited to watch it. I almost went out to go see it. I'm kind of pissed off we didn't get flights to go see it, but it is what it is. I'm excited to watch the game. I'm not going to talk much on it because I'm a fan of Dak and I'm a fan of obviously the Chargers. And I hope to see a good game today. I hope to see a high-scoring game today for fantasy purposes. I
think good entertainment value. I think that's what we're looking at, right?
Yeah, definitely going to say that. I'll take the Chargers. I'll take it by a close score. And I'll be waiting for the Texans game and the Colts game on Monday night.
I am going to go out on a limb, and I am going to say that the Buffalo Bills are going to win today in Cleveland outright. Tony, outright.
That's a good point.
They're a 10.5 point favorite. 41.5 is the number. Buffalo will clinch. This is a red theme in the AFC. Buffalo will clinch a playoff berth with a win and a loss by Houston or Indianapolis. Myles Garrett needs a sack and a half to break the single season record of 22.5. Michael Strahan, TJ Watt. Not a lot going on here. I mean, look, again, I say all the time, you got to win the game you're supposed to win. If you are an 11-point favorite, guess what? You got to win the game. Buffalo's going to win the game. Not really worried about that. I think James Cook goes wild today. I don't know. Just my gut. I agree with you, Tony, that their tight end should be better. Like Dalton Kincaid should be in the conversation with these upper tier guys, and he's not. And that's a bit of a concern given what they put into him to draft him. They need to figure that out. But Buffalo wins it.
I think so. I just think the defense and I think there's force Sanders and some mistakes and everything like that. I like the Howard Fannin props again. I think Fannin is kind of his go-to receiver. And I think Jerry Jeudy, I think his over under 40 yards is a little bit too low, especially if they're going to be getting down behind this. Now let's talk about Myles Garrett's sack record, right? I mean, where are we at with that, right? I mean, what's he need, 1 today?
1.5.
Yeah.
He needs 1.5. Going to be interesting because Josh Allen likes to run around and make some plays, and he might hold the ball a little bit before he gets out the pocket. So it's going to be close. to see how that works out. And I think there's a good chance he gets against Allen today.
I mean, after watching the Browns last week against the Bears, I mean, I think the Bills should cover the spread today. Even though the Browns are at home, they tend to play a little bit better. I'm leaning the Bills here to cover. Give me Dalvin Cook. I'm going to take the 10.5 tone. I'm going to take it.
Dalvin Cook ain't the great play, bud.
Oh, no?
James Cook.
James Cook.
James
I
Cook.
said Dalvin Cook. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
The
didn't-
brother.
that was a slip
The brother.
up.
Listen,
The brother.
Who's better? Who's better? Now, give me James Cook.
It's not like you to bet a better road dog that high. I mean, a road favorite that high.
Today. I'm going to today. I just think the Browns are cooked. I think the Bills are going to roll today. So I'm going to take the Bills today.
You know, the last time a team was 10-point favorite going to Cleveland, the
Green
Packers.
Bay?
The Packers. You see how that worked out.
Game means next to nothing, but it'll get eyes, obviously. 6-8 Chiefs, 2-12
Right.
Titans. What?
Every game means something. We either have fantasy implications,
You got money
got
on it,
betting
yeah.
implications. I mean, every game means.
Every game matters.
All right, you understood what I meant.
I'll bet
No,
on
we
you
didn't.
know,
In the standings, in the playoff heat. KC is -3, over under 37.5, and then it's supposed to be a low scoring game. Kansas City has lost 3 straight games for the first time since 2018. The Titans have lost at least 12 games in 2 straight years for the first time since 2014-15, which is the first year the Chiefs got back to the playoff. Talk from Travis Kelce seems like he's on the outs, which I guess when you marry a billionaire and your team's not going to be good next year, you know, maybe that seems like a nice way to ride off the sunset. You know, I have to start Xavier Worthy today. I think you do as well, Aaron. You were thinking about it. He should be the number 1 target with Rice out with a concussion. Tennessee, surprisingly, actually, Tennessee screwed me out of the playoffs last week because their offense actually scored points against the Niners, which gave me a 0 on my defense. I lost by 1 point. Thank you very much. They'll probably run the ball okay with Pollard and Tyjae Spears, but I don't know. Do you care? I don't care.
Yeah, I don't have much on this game. I got a little long shot. I got Gunnar Helm today with a touchdown at +550. Cam Ward's been looking at him. I like him today with a little long shot play there.
who was that?
Gunnar Helm, tight end,
The kid from
Texas.
Texas. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's a very good tight end prospect.
Yeah.
This is going to be an interesting game because I want to see what Minshew has. You know, Gardner Minshew is always one of them guys you roll out there and you never know what to expect. And I think he can. I think the Worthy play. I think he's going to take shots at him. You know what I'm saying? Like he's going to get opportunities to throw the ball. And let's not forget Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard's had a quiet couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And he's been riding my bench hard. You know, and thankfully he hasn't bit me in the ass. But guys like RJ Harvey, he's been outperforming. For the most part. And but Pollard might have a decent play today as well. So it's going to be interesting to see. I kind of like the Titans here just because the fact that I don't know what kind of effort this Chiefs team's going to do because not only are they eliminated, their future just got put in really doubt with the Mahomes injury. So I mean it's going to they know they're done this year. And it's going to be an uphill battle when Mahomes comes back probably week 3 or 4 next year, possibly. I mean, it's there's no joy in Mudville. So let me see what they bring out here. But give me the Titans in the upset.
Boy, that would
fuck up their
Well,
draft.
if you get that hook, if you get that 3.5, if you get it at 3.5, I like it at that 3.5.
Not much on this game. I want to see the Chiefs win just because they'll have worse draft position. Give me the Chiefs on the win. I don't think Tennessee. I do want to say that though, Brian, that the last 2 weeks Cam Ward has played a lot better with the Titans on the offensive side. I want to see that continue and see him evolve as a player and trust him. I absolutely effing hate the report yesterday, and I don't know if you guys saw it or not. The number 1 hot search that they're looking for a head coach is Matt Nagy. And if that's true, that's disgusting. To go from Mike Vrabel to these 2 guys would be absolutely hysterical for the organization. want to throw that out there.
Matt Nagy.
If Matt Nagy is the answer, then the question is pretty fucking hilarious.
It is.
Let's just put it that way.
It is.
1 second, I gotta fix it.
Nothing like starting a new open up a new stadium with Matt Nagy.
I mean, it could be worse.
Oh God, he should never see the NFL days again, dude.
Cincinnati Bengals are 4-10. They're not going to the playoffs. Dolphins 6-8. They're not going to the playoffs, but the Bengals are a 4.5-point favorite on the road in Miami. Chase needs 172 yards to pass Randy Moss for the third most in the first 5 seasons of a career. Achan's got 100 plus scrimmage yards in 6 straight games. This will be again Quinn Ewers. I think it's his first start. I don't think he started before this. In favor of Tua, who is the emergency quarterback. Zach Wilson will back up Quinn Ewers. Again, no playoff implications here. Draft pick implications. The Bengals should put some points up, though. I mean, the over-under indicates that they're expecting it.
Oh, really? Are we going to talk about that, bro?
We should.
Bengals should put some points up?
Yeah.
All right. The same team that didn't put up
Last
0
week.
points. They put 0 points up against Baltimore's horrendous defense.
I know.
That I said, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Chase Brown, they're pretty good. Let me get the Baltimore Ravens defense out of my lineup. And then they go out there and throw up 24 spot, and I'm eliminated by the playoffs by, I believe, 4-point loss, and that was that dynasty league that the 3 of us are in. So yeah, that was what was pretty much that. I was looking at Joe Burrow. I was like, what was that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you guys doing? It was Baltimore that focused in on everything, or what? But that was a pathetic effort by the Bengals. If they should do anything, they should score points. Flacco doesn't get shut out in that game. Let's be serious about that, right? So I don't know. I think Burrow needs to have a wake up call. Listen, Quinn Ewers, I think he's got life. I think he's going to keep this game close. They're going to ride Devin Achan very, very hard. He should get as many touches as humanly possible until he passes out for whatever reason. T Higgins opens it up against that Miami secondary that should be able to be exposed by Burrow. Chase has a big game, of course, because you cannot ever discount that. But I think it's going to be a lot of Chase on one side, a lot of Achan on another side, and I think the Dolphins keep it close. I think Quinn Ewers shows a little bit of life. That backup quarterback comes in the game, and now everybody has hope because you know what? The Miami players have to be tired of Tua's antics as well. And I'm just saying antics. I'm just saying ineffectiveness. Like underthrowing balls. Just that kind of nonsense. So I think Ewers goes out there and gives them a little bit of life, and I'll take Miami plus 4.5.
Quig and Ant and Brian, would you guys take A-Chain over 4 catches or over 17 rush attempps?
17
rush
rush
attempts.
attempts.
Okay,
cool.
Yeah,
Thank you.
rush attempts.
Yeah.
Just letting you guys know, Myles Garrett 2 sacks plus 148 money.
I took Miles.
Listen, I got Joe Burrow going today, and I'm concerned because last week it looked like he had no interest. And if you've been listening to these press conferences, seems like he has no interest. So I'm kind of concerned the way he comes back today. I'm hoping he comes back, slings the ball around, but they're not playing for anything. So,
Well, he wants to have fun. What's more fun than slinging the ball around?
well, but he's not playing for
Winning.
anything. And last week he could have slung the ball around too. Last week, they still had to win that game last week. They were still kind of in it, and they just totally took a shit. So I don't know. I agree with what Tony says. I kind of like the Dolphins plus 4.5. I think they come back and fight, but I also think you see a big game out of Chase here. Achan, I like Achan today. So let's go with the Dolphins plus 4.5.
Right.
Fuck it.
This should be quick. Jets 3-11, Saints 4-10. They're a 6.5-point favorite. Jets have lost 10 straight for the 6th straight season. The Saints have won 2 in a row since for the first time since 2024. Any thoughts on this, or is this just a flyby game?
Yeah, one question is I know Tyrod Taylor's active. Is he starting?
I don't think he is.
Did anybody hear that?
I don't think so, no.
That can move
He's hurt with his groin. He's hurt.
Yeah, but he's active today. So
he is active today?
He is active, but I didn't hear if they're sticking with Cook or not. Listen,
He did announce. He did announce they were going with Cook. He
okay,
did. Aaron Glenn did announce that.
Taylor's active as the backup. Gotcha.
Yep.
But listen, the Saints, they're having another tryout with Audric Estime running back, and Evan Hall's going to be pushing it. So Estime, I think, is going to be a good play if somebody needs a flex spot or something like that in there. Breece Hall should have a huge game today, though. I mean, he should get the ball as much as possible in this matchup. So I don't think New Orleans should be favored by 6.5 in any game. I'll give me the Jets at 6.5, obviously try to get the hook at 7 if you can. But I'm gonna be on Breece Hall and his props.
Yeah, I agree with you here, Tone. I like the 6.5 here with the Jets. I think they've been fighting. They haven't quit really for their coach. So yeah, give me the Jets here plus 6.5.
Another New York team who stinks is the Giants. They are hosting the 6-8 Vikings. They are a 2.5-point dog. McCarthy has 100+ passer rating his last 2 games with 0 games prior to that. Dart leads all rookies with 20 total touchdowns this season. Again, not a lot going on here, but there is fantasy implication. I am not starting Justin Jefferson. I'm probably going to regret it, but it is what it is. I've just been burned too many times now the last couple weeks. It's the playoffs. Like, whatever. I'll deal with it later. General thoughts.
Oh, I mean, it's gonna be fun. I like Jackson Dart in his rushing today. I think that's one of the things that we want to look at. Theo Johnson might have a productive day as well against the Vikings defense. When you're looking at Aaron Jones, I think his props are a little bit low. I mean, this game has nothing to do with anything besides betting and fantasy. I mean, it's just a ridiculous. The Vikings should win. I mean, 2.5 is a little bit low. I mean, especially the way JJ McCarthy's been playing. I mean, but I think this is it's a good way to kind of watch a couple of young quarterback prospects and see how they develop. So you really can't take anything more out of that than that.
And that's the thing. That's what Kevin O'Connell is going to have to do is evaluate JJ McCarthy. He's had a great last 2 weeks. If this continues, then build the confidence up that he needs to build up for it heading into next year. And see if they could be a threat next year like they were last year with Sam Darnold. On the flip side, the Giants just keep on being the evaluation process of Jackson Dart. You're going to have a top pick again for the next year. Keep on building whatever you need to build and move forward. Other than that, I think it's still a disappointment for Minnesota, Brian, but it's shit luck. It's just you got to see what JJ could do.
Do you think there's any situation where they would draft a quarterback?
No, not next year.
Like, are they tied to Dart next year? Because again, you're making a head coaching change, right? I'm asking you a question.
Wait, are you saying Dart?
No, yeah. Are the Giants tied to Dart?
Yes, 100%. Why wouldn't you be?
If you have the first overall pick in the draft.
I'll take Dart against any quarterback coming out. I mean, it's an awful quarterback.
Yeah,
you like Dart better than the Indiana quarterback?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
So would Dart be number 1 in this? Would Dart go first in this draft?
Yes.
I don't know, man.
I'm just saying.
Fernando Mendoza has there's a lot to like about Fernando Mendoza, right?
Absolutely.
A lot to like about him. He has a good head on his shoulders. He's playing smart football. He's at Indiana, and he's making them a winning team. That's great.
Oh.
But you cannot discount that Jackson Dart has already shown and proved you that he's actually can be successful in the NFL.
Yeah.
And the energy and the impact that he's made on this organization.
Woody Marks suspected to be inactive.
Especially, Tony, with how bad their offense is.
Listen, I agree. The Giants are in the right direction. Don't forget, they're getting Neighbors back. They're going to have a stud wide receiver come back.
Yes.
So I mean, listen,
and I can hear another Neighbors selling dope fucking team name in fantasy.
But listen, I mean, the conversation's had. If the Giants have a chance to get Mendoza, they have to have a serious conversation. No doubt.
Who would you?
Not in my mind.
I'm trading back and obtaining capital investment.
I watched Mendoza play a lot. I like him. I watched Jackson Dart play a lot in college. I loved him. And I think there's a big difference. Jackson Dart does things that you're like, oh wow.
Mendoza's is more of a prototypical pro quarterback. He's got the size,
cerebral. He can be successful, but he has to be in the right situation. Think of Jackson Dart and his talent compared to Mendoza and his talent. It's it's different, right? I think it's different. I think the arm talent for Jackson Dart. You're thinking Brett Favre versus I don't want to say Tom Brady, but obviously not Tom Brady. But I'm just looking at a different type of quarterback. Just completely different type of guys. Jackson Dart could run the ball a little bit better than Mendoza. It won't, obviously. But no, I don't think it's a conversation that the Giants even entertain as far as drafting them.
With Woody Marks out, right? Would you rather start Kendrick Bourne, who I picked up just now, Isaiah Pacheco, Tyjae Spears, Elik Ayamaner, or TJ Hockenson off the waiver wire?
I'm starting Pacheco. He's going to get the carries. Minshew, him and Hunt should have, almost 20 carries apiece today.
Who'd you say after Pacheco?
I can Tyjae Spears, Elik Ayamaner, or I can go pick up TJ Hockenson off the bench, off the waiver wire.
You're fucked.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Spears isn't a bad play either. I mean, I think
Spears might get some junk.
Spears might have been my play.
You might get some
But
junk yards.
Juwan Jordan.
What about Kendrick Bourne though, with no Pearsall?
Kendrick Bourne with no Pearsall. Mac Jones is not the quarterback. Kendrick Bourne was amazing.
Yeah,
Mac
Jones
he's absolutely done nothing with Brock Purdy.
Brian, is this against me, Brian? Oh, okay. You have CMC, you have Juwan Jennings, you have Kittle. You have those guys ahead of him.
Juwan Jennings should have a big game today.
Hope so.
Yeah, he's got incentives
or
too.
Monday.
I saw something with him too. He's also got some incentives to hit today.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
We're in that game, Brian. In that game, where are you at with where are you at? Like, are you a big dog? I mean, are you? Yeah.
At the moment, I'm down 17-5. I'm projected to lose by 13 points, but that doesn't mean anything.
That's tough because you want to try to swing for the home runs then. Because I mean, obviously the projection doesn't mean anything. But where did your 5 points come from?
Jaden Reed.
You started him?
I had no choice. Everything kind of fell apart for me. I can't. I would have probably started Monongai had I known that, but I can only go 3 running backs, and I already had Brown and Cook in.
Gotcha.
Not knowing. Burden was hurt. Rice is out. Like, it's just not.
I get it. I'm in the same spot in a couple of leagues. I think I still go Pacheco. I still think they're going to lean on Hunt and Pacheco a lot in the running game today and take shots. I can't. Spears would be my close second.
Yeah.
There's no one else, right?
Dude, my roster's been gutted all year.
Like tight ends, the best one is TJ Hockenson
that's available. Yeah, it's a deep league.
You're playing a flex. You're playing flex, right? You'd be a flex spot. So
yeah. I mean, I'm starting Worthy because Rice is out.
Who's below Bourne in the waiver wire?
I picked up Bourne because I had something there. Best wide receiver is Keyshawn Boutte. Best running back is Jaleel McLaughlin.
I started Boutte a couple times.
Boutte.
Tight end would be Hockenson or Evan Ingram. I'm just going to go with Pacheco.
No, Boutte.
No, don't go Evan Ingram.
I mean, I'm probably going to lose anyway, I guess.
I think Pacheco and Spears are your best bets.
Yeah, Pacheco and Spears are your best bets.
Cool. Me. All right.
Listen, you get down to nitty gritty. I mean, it's tough to.
Sure, it is what it is. I mean,
when you hit this point in the season, it's a lot about matchups too. I mean, I eliminated a team that had Shabir Gibbs and John Taylor as their starting running backs last week.
All right, listen. We'll spend some time on this one. We're at 15 minutes left, but this is a huge game, obviously. In the NFC South, 7-7 Bucks, 7-7 Panthers. Tampa Bay's a 3-point favorite. Tampa's beat Carolina 5 straight, 9 to the last 10. Carolina's not lost 2 straight since weeks 1 and 2 of this season. Whoever wins this game is going to be a bit in the driver's seat for the NFC South. They do play again, I want to say, the last week of the year, so by no means is this going to be a fait accompli, but huge game.
I'll start it off real quick. For me, total class by the Buccaneers. I'm hearing a lot of I got a couple of buddies. I know Tony has a friend that's a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, Kev. Shout out to Kev. But I heard a lot of them are saying they want Todd Bowles fired, and I just don't. I don't know. I'm indifferent on it. With that being said, looking at the game in its totality, I'm going to go Tampa Bay just because I don't trust Bryce Young yet. I don't know if he's ready for the big moments. I don't know if he's ready to step up when he needs to step up. I do like Panthers defense. I mean, J.C. Horn, top 3 corner this year. Derek Brown, you got some dogs on the Panthers. I love the addition of Tet. I think Quig was all about it, talking about him in the draft coming up, and a lot of similarities between him and Mike Evans. But having Mike Evans back, Brian, seeing Chris Godwin back to healthy after dealing with the injury that he dealt with, Amika, Bucky Irving's back after a solid week last week. The old line, they're getting some pieces back. Baker just needs to go back to playing that type of football that he was playing at the beginning of the season. I think we're going to see that these next 3 weeks. I got the Buccaneers winning this game and a big one to take the lead.
Yeah, I'm with you, Drew. I think last week's
Let's go, Quig.
failure, right? The last year's listen, they Tampa Bay collapsed, right? But you know what happened? They got all their pieces back. They got Evans back. They got what I'm saying? They're like, okay, good. They went in there and they rolled and they stopped playing, and then they didn't execute a couple big drives when they needed to get some first downs to seal the win. And I think right now, it was a bad loss to refocus them, because right now I think they played Panthers 2 out of the last 3 games. I don't think this game is going to be too close. I like Tampa Bay to really be focused. I think Bowles is going to go revert what he knows best, and that's blitzing. He's going to blitz the shit out of Bryce. Rico Dowdell, we're going to have to see if he could hit that trap and on some of these draw plays and get those big games and keep this close. But I just think the Buccaneers had their wake-up call. It's a veteran team. I think Baker's pissed off. I think Mike Evans and J.C. Horn battle is going to be fun to watch. But you got Godwin back. You got McMillan back. I mean, listen, they have
McMillan.
They have everything at their disposal right now. And I think if this is a team that wants to make a deep run, that lost focus then into just coming in here and taking care of business. And I think that's what I'm going to base it upon. So I'm taking Tampa Bay. I'm going to lay the 3. I like Mike Evans to win that battle against J.C. Horn, because Mike Evans doesn't need separation. He just goes up and gets it. That's why he's picking Mike Evans. So, we're all over.
Yeah, I agree with you guys here. I'm buying the half a point.
Oh, wow.
I'm taking the Bucs at -2.5. I think there's too much talent. They gotta get it together here. I think you're right. I think they're gonna throw the kitchen sink at Young. I know absolutely. If you saw the press conference after the game, the coach was not happy. So had to light a fire under this team. And after the Panthers' absolute collapse, I mean, the last week, I got to roll with the Bucs here. I like Mike Evans anytime touchdown. I like Bucky Irvin over 60 yards. And on the Panthers side, Rico Dowdle, I mean, he needs, again, another guy with some incentives in his contract. I believe he needs a touchdown today and some yardage. So take a look at his stats there.
This game should take all of 30 seconds. It has no impact on anything. 5-9 Falcons, 3-11 Cards.
Brian, you didn't pick.
What? Oh, picking the game? Tampa wins the game.
Yeah.
Tampa
okay.
Wins the game.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I think Tampa.
Biggest game all weekend for fantasy implications. You have McBride. You got Wilson. The Falcons getting Wilson. You get your boy Bijan. You get your boy Drake London back. I mean, I'm starting Kirk. Dynasty League. I lost Mahomes last week. I got to start Kirk Cousins. So I mean, this is a lot of fantasy leagues, and he had the best tight end in football, McBride, leading the NFL in receptions. That's just nuts. He has another 10 reception game today. Let's go.
Any other quick thoughts?
I need Bijan just to absolutely blow up today. So just wish for Bijan for me, boys. Give me the Falcons here. I'll take the Falcons.
Okay. And again,
I'm sorry. My bad, Brian.
Good.
I'm with these guys, Bijan and Trey McBride. I got both of them on one of my teams, and I hope They kill it. Fantasy waiver wire hero for me and my big money one with my cousin. We're in a $2,500 fighting for it. I got Jacoby. We decided to go with Brissett this week, so gonna be on our edge of the seat for this game. I got the Cardinals.
Two teams with double-digit wins, Jags and Broncos. Denver's laying 3.5 at home. Jacksonville will clinch a playoff berth with a win and a Colts or Houston loss. Denver will clinch the 1 seed with a win and a loss by each of the Chargers, Bills, and Patriots. I think fantasy-wise, and it hurts me to say it, but you got to downgrade your Jaguars up against this defense, which I have a lot of them all over spread throughout my teams. But Denver is just Bo Nix he's a polarizing figure. I guess I'll put it that way. I don't know that you trust him in the playoff, but their defense is just top notch. This feels like a 3-point Denver win today.
I'm with you. I mean, I like I said, I just said I told you starting Kirk Cousins, but I am debating between him and Trevor Lawrence, and I'm actually leading to Kirk Cousins just because of the matchup. I think this is a difficult defense to play. Listen, the Broncos' running game has really stepped up. When they needed to get the W last week, they kind of relied on it. RJ Harvey's been a nice injection into it. ETN has been the story, though. I mean, he really, all that tank busy, he really turned it on, and he had a good game last week. I mean, obviously what Trevor Lawrence did was insane. This is going to be an interesting game. I think it's going to be battle. The over under 46. I like the under. I don't see this game hitting that.
Interesting.
Which is something I'm not ready to do. But I mean, if you look at, I think the Jaguars defense has really stepped up when it needed to be, and I think the Broncos is kind of predecessor by their defense. So give me that under. I think I can see this being a 17-14 game all day.
Quick, does that affect your prediction on the under because it's in Denver?
In Denver, absolutely. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're looking at everything. Denver's defense is going to be fired up. Fans are going to be fired up. That kind of stuff.
I agree. The only good thing, Brian, besides our Urban Meyer taking Travis Etienne, was him in a bar fingering a girl. So the future could be bright for you, for one of your top 5 guys. Because I got to give you credit, Brian. You've been giving you a lot of shit. I've been giving Trevor Lawrence a lot of shit. He's been playing a lot better these last months, I would say. Because you know why? Because they're using Travis Etienne everywhere on the offense.
Coaching.
We got to give credit to Liam Cohen, who's actually was the OC. If people don't forget, was the OC for the Bucs the last 2 years for Baker. He's been huge for Jacksonville on the offensive side. BTJ finally coming to its own. Jacksonville's playing with a lot of house money right now, dude, because it's going to be really interesting to see what they're going to do with in the offseason because of all the reports have been trying to say that they're going to trade BTJ, and I thought that was ludicrous. But now that you have Travis Hunter that's gone for the year with the torn ACL, it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do next year, but that's next year. This is going to be an interesting game. I'm going to be rooting for the Jags, obviously, to make the season a little bit more interesting between the Chargers and the Broncos because the Chargers and the Broncos play Week 18. With that being said, I got the Broncos winning. It's just the defense is too strong. The offensive line is absolutely ridiculous. And I got to give credit to Bo Nix. 4 touchdowns last week. Big game. Showed up when he needed to show up. Cortland Sutton stepped up huge. Franklin, like we talked about earlier in the show, he finally came into his own after a 2-week dud. And RJ Harvey, Quig's right, man. RJ Harvey's been a little lightning rod for them on the running and the passing attack, making Bo Nix's life a lot more easier. Interesting game, but I'm going to go. It might be a potential playoff matchup, but I'm going to go with the Broncos winning this game and going 13-2.
I'm taking the
It's
Jags
hard.
here. I'm going to take the Jags with the +3.5 today. I think they're playing really well. Trevor Lawrence is on fire. Talked about ETN. I think they got Brian Thomas coming back. They got Jacoby Myers playing really good football. It was I thought that was a really good move for them. I'm taking the Jags here, +3.5. I think the Broncos, it'll be a back and forth game, but I think this is going to be a close one.
Brian, who'd you take?
I think the Jaguars with the points, Denver wins. I think it's a field goal game. I agree that the defenses will lean this to the under, and I think that's why you take the points. It feels like a field goal game to me, and at that point, you're taking the 3 either way. Steelers 8-6, Lions 8-6. Steelers are a 7-point dog. The Pittsburgh defense has 24 takeaways. That's third best in the NFL. Detroit scoring the most points in the league at 30.6. They are on the outside looking in no matter what today. Kind of a must-win game for both teams, which makes it interesting that much more. But Detroit should get a win at home. 7 might be a touch high though.
Hey, Quinn, I want to ask you something on this and to the panel. Lions don't make the playoffs this year. Is that a big stain on Frank? Not Frank. Dan?
I don't think so.
Campbell?
I don't think so. I think he's got too much good juju there.
You got to find something to blame though. I mean, you're talking about a team last year that everybody said, well, if they weren't injured, with Hutchinson and everybody like that they would actually won the Super Bowl. And now
that's what I was going to bring up.
Right, and now you're looking at a team that they're not in the playoffs, and you got to kind of scratch your head why. And this isn't because of the Branch injury the other week. It's this is an issue. I guess a Ben Johnson missing issue. I mean, I don't know, because it did take them a little bit to get their offense going. I mean, it was a bad loss week 1. I mean, so like you're out there like, what's going on with them? So I mean, all the sensational play by Sun God and Gibbs and Jameson Williams right now. I mean, it's cool and all for fancy, but it's not winning them football games where they should.
Nope.
So they have to get together, and this is big. It's going to have to be a big wake up call, but I don't think it's an easy answer for this team, because when you look around, they pretty much have most of the parts that they need.
I was going to bring up and tell you, and I say that because Brian, I mean, we talked about it all year about how the Lions were. That was the most popular pick for the NFC North winners. And I told you, and I said, Detroit's going to falter this year because of losing the coordinators. You're losing. I mean, Ben Johnson is a huge piece that you lost. Dan Campbell took over play calling, I believe, about a month ago, and it hasn't really. It's worked, but it hasn't worked. The offensive line has been exposed, especially at the center and the left side, besides Sewell. And the retirements did not help. The injuries did not help, obviously, but the schemes from rushing hasn't worked either. Yes, Gibbs has had big games, but the protection for Jared Goff has faltered compared to the years past. Now, I don't know if that's a Ben Johnson issue. I don't know if that's just a player issue or a schematic issue. I don't know what that is. I can't really get into that.
And Drew, I'm going to tell you what I think the issue is, because it's one of the issues where I kind of gave you pushback when you said that they're going to step back because of Ben Johnson. I thought they would still be okay. The reason why? Jared Goff, a veteran quarterback who's been, as effective as he has and as successful he has for as long as he has. You don't miss a beat. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't miss a beat with your offensive quarterback. Like Jared Goff should, in sense, be the pro-factor offense coordinator, right? You see a lot of these quarterbacks, they're running their own show. So I didn't think that there would be that big of a drop-off between Ben Johnson leaving, because you had that stability there in Jared Goff, which should have been. But you know what? He didn't get the job done. He didn't provide that stability. So it shows you he's more systematic quarterback than talent.
Yeah, that's my point. I got the Lions win this. I got the Steelers win this game.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I would love to see the Steelers win this game. I just don't think it's going to happen. They have a lot of injuries on defense. I'm afraid the Lions are just going to run the ball down their throat. I like Gibbs. I like Montgomery today. So just give me those two guys.
We'll touch quickly on a 2-12 Raiders team at a 14.5-point dog in Houston. I mean, they've lost 8 straight. Houston's won 6 straight. The trend is your friend. So is the line. Anything on that? I mean, I'm sitting Bowers today for Jefferson in a different league. I don't love it, but like it's all receivers are receivers. I can't start Brock Bowers in this. I just can't. I may regret it, but I'm not going to do it.
Listen, it's for me, it's Nico Collins. That's the only viable people. Texas can't run the game. They can't run the ball.
Nobody marks. They have Nick Chubb. We'll see where that goes. I just put Ashton Gentry in the lineup. He's been in my lineup for a while over Jalen Warren because of the split with Gainwell there.
I'm just hoping for maybe break one big run or a dump off pass or something like that. But like, it's desperate times in some of these leagues. But this game is a game the Texans should win just by defense. 24-7, something like that. I mean, you can't have too much expectations.
Listen, I would even sprinkle in a shutout. I mean, the Eagles shut this team out. They had less than 100 yards. So, I mean,
defensive touchdown,
shutout. I love Nico Collins today. They're getting him the ball. Yeah, I mean, just this game, 9.5, 14.5. Yeah, I'm not even messing with it. Just give me some props.
How about a Sunday night game where the Ravens are favored by 3 against an 11-3 Pats team who can clinch a playoff? Well, they can clinch a playoff berth with a win or a loss by Houston or Indy. Baltimore is going to become the 5th team ever to make the playoffs after a 1-5 start or worse. It's an interesting line. I mean, look, the Pats are coming off this loss where they had the Bills and they didn't have the Bills. It just seems disrespect. I don't know. That line seems odd to me.
I think Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask him. You think the Patriots should be favored here again on the road against the Ravens?
I think the Pats win the game. I don't look at the. I mean, Baltimore has just been so up and down. Like, I'm not going to sit there and downgrade New England because they lost a home game to Buffalo. Like, they split. It's a division game. Shit happens. Like, I look at this. I say, well, I mean, I don't know. I think New England wins the game. So I'll take the 3 points.
Well, Brian, I think one of the things that you have to look about that when you're looking at this game is how is New England going to recover from that bad loss? Yes, they split, blah, blah, blah. But they didn't just split. They collapsed. They allowed Buffalo to get their momentum. They came back. I mean, that's a big loss. So it's a big road game, prime time. Why wouldn't Baltimore be favored? It's a must win for them. It's going to, like I said, I think I like the Ravens in this game. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I do like the over under.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Ravens here. I'm going to take it down to 2.5, and I'm going to take the Ravens. I think that they still have talent on that team, and I think New England's struggling right now, controlling the run game. They got guys missing on the defensive line. They got guys missing on the offensive line. I think that showed up in the second half last week, and I think Baltimore's still fighting, and they're going to keep fighting. So. I like Baltimore here. Give me Baltimore 2.5 and Derrick Henry.
Last but certainly not least, the Monday night game. The Niners are 10-4. The Colts are 8-6. They are a 5.5 point favorite on the road. San Fran will clinch a playoff berth with a win or a Detroit loss for the Colts. Rivers is 4-0 career against the Niners. All of them were a member of the San Diego Superchargers. So again, I just think you're asking so much to try to have this team find a way in. I don't see it. I think this is a given the landscape of the NFC, this is a game the Niners absolutely have to have. I think they could get it.
Brian, I think it's going to be tougher than you think. I actually like San Fran. I actually like the Colts here plus 5.5.
Really?
I think Phillip Rivers could keep this close. Don't forget they still have
Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor, yeah, they still have Jonathan Taylor. So I think it's going to be a little tougher game for the Niners. So I'm going to take the Colts here plus 5.5.
I can't see that, to be honest with you. I just don't think that. I think Phil Rivers did a good job and surprised people, and they kind of did a game plan. But he showed some of the limitations about what he has on the ball, how deep he could throw the ball. There's some extreme limitations on what he can do offensively. I thought he'd be feeding Warren left and right. That didn't happen, but I just think the 49ers need this game. They saw tape on Rivers and what he can do. They're going to be able to stop the run, but this Colts defense, I don't think it's good enough to contain CMC, Kittle, Juwan. Like, I just think they're just firing too many all cylinders. I think that they're going to snowball right over the 49, right over the Colts. I just think Rivers I don't think they could effectively run the game in a stacked box for so much, because listen, Jonathan Taylor hasn't really been exploding like he has. He hasn't hit them big runs because everything's just too carded up. And now even seeing what Rivers could do, it's going to be even more. So I love what Rivers did last week, keeping the game close. I wish they would have won it and pulled at it, but I just think that the tape's out on them, and the 49ers are going to take care of business.
Yeah, Lee, we just did Pats Ravens. I picked the Pats. The boys picked the Ravens. I I don't know. I just can't see the Colts winning this game. I mean, could they cover 5.5? Sure, but I don't think they win this game. I just think they need it too much. Referring to the Niners. So a little bit overtime today. No worry about refunding your extra time. It's all free. Hopefully you do very well in your fantasy playoffs and your bets, and we will catch you next week for week 17. On behalf of the boys, make it a good Sunday.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas. Those Sunday games are going to be terrible next week, by the way. I mean, those
Sunday games?
The Christmas games.
The Christmas games are not going to be good. They're on Netflix. Some on Netflix. Don't forget.
Yeah.
It'll crash, I'm sure.
They're getting a raw deal. All right.
Wow, what a bad throw by Dak Prescott.
That evergreen. See you guys.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Hope Santa and Mrs. Claus is good to you.
That's right.